Welcome to this explainer. If you've been hearing all this massive buzz about AI lately, but honestly, you're feeling just a little overwhelmed by the endless options and all that heavy tech jargon, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to demystify the top 6 AI tools out there right now, and we'll do it using incredibly simple terms. By the time we wrap up, you'll be fully equipped to go out and basically hire your absolute perfect digital assistant. Let's get right into it. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll meet your new assistant. Then we'll look at the versatile all-rounders, followed by the workplace specialists. After that, we've got researchers and fast talkers, then a quick look at organizing your team workflow, and finally, choosing your perfect match. Section 1. Meet your new assistant. So let's just establish a really clear baseline here before we go any further. Simply put, I want you to think of an AI assistant not as some crazy sci-fi robot, but really it's just a lightning-fast digital intern. These are tools specifically designed to handle your repetitive, manual, day-to-day tasks, whether that's drafting a totally standard email, summarizing a massive document, or helping you get your schedule organized. They do the heavy lifting, and that frees you up to focus on the higher-value, creative work that, frankly, only a human can do. And honestly, this idea right here is exactly why we're doing this today. AI assistants have rapidly, and I mean rapidly, transitioned from being experimental, geeky toys into just everyday work companions. Whether you're in customer service, answering common questions all day, in marketing, generating fresh content ideas, or even in finance, automating big reports, these tools, they aren't science fiction anymore. They are absolutely essential for working faster and making much smarter decisions. Moving right along to Section 2, the versatile all-rounders. Let's meet our very first pair of candidates applying for the job. So if you're looking for just really broad flexibility, your decision is almost certainly going to come down to these two heavyweights. First, we have OpenAI's ChatGPT. Think of it as the creative Swiss Army knife. And against that, we have Google's Gemini, the ultimate Google collaborator. Let's break down what makes each of them tick. All right, let's start with ChatGPT. It is famous for its massive all-around flexibility. It is absolutely fantastic for writing professional emails, brainstorming catchy marketing copy, and it connects to literally tons of other apps you're probably already using. You can easily tweak its tone, too. Make it sound super formal for a big report, or nice and casual for a social media post. Plus, it's a great partner if you need to write computer code. But, you do have to watch out for its limitations. In really long conversations, it can kind of lose the plot and forget what you were talking about earlier. Oh, and occasionally, it will give you a very confident but completely incorrect answer. You can try it out on a free tier, with the Plus plans kicking in about $20 a user per month. Then, on the other hand, we have Gemini. Now, if you or your team practically live inside Google Workspace, Gmail, Google Docs, Sheets, Gemini is going to be your perfect match. It's built specifically for team collaboration. It can seamlessly summarize a massive document or even draft an email for you right where you're already working. No more staring at a blinking cursor, right? The downside, though, well, if you use a lot of tools outside of the Google bubble, it's just not quite as flexible as ChatGPT. Similar to ChatGPT, though, it offers a free tier with the Pro and Enterprise plans starting around $20 to $30 a month. All right, let's move to Section 3, the workplace specialists. Here, we're contrasting two totally different vibes. We've got Copilot, which is the undeniable Microsoft expert, going up against Claude. We're calling Claude the compliance officer, mostly because of its absolute laser focus on safety and precision. So, Copilot. This is Microsoft's big answer to AI. If your company is firmly planted in the Microsoft ecosystem, using Word, Excel, Outlook, Teams all day long, Copilot is purpose-built to just accelerate your day. It completely automates meeting notes and drafts emails right inside the apps you literally already have open. It even acts as an ultra-smart Copilot, hence the name, for software developers writing code. But kind of like Gemini's loyalty to Google, Copilot's usefulness drops off pretty fast if you step outside the Microsoft world. It's got a free tier, and business plans generally range from $20 to $30 a month. And then we have Claude, from a company called Anthropic. Claude really prioritizes factual accuracy and highly complex reasoning over, say, imaginative storytelling. It is the absolute go-to choice for drafting reports in highly regulated, sensitive industries. Think law, finance, healthcare, places where a made-up fact could be an absolute disaster. Now, the trade-off here is that it doesn't connect to quite as many outside apps as ChatGPT, and it's definitely a bit less imaginative. Think of it as the strict, highly reliable professional of the AI world. You can try a free trial with Pro plans starting at $20 a month. Next up,
Section 4, Researchers and Fast Talkers. Let's look at our final pair. Okay, if you need to quickly fact-check a historical event or pull completely current data, you are going to want Perplexity, the lightning-fast librarian. But if you're looking for some rapid-fire, informal banter based on whatever social trends are happening right now, you want Grok, the witty conversationalist. Perplexity is so fascinating because it actually functions a lot more like a super-powered search engine. It completely avoids relying on old, outdated training data by actually reading current web pages in real time. And here's the absolute game changer. It provides direct links and citations for all of its answers. It literally tells you exactly where it got its information. This makes it incredibly reliable if you're a student, an educator, or an analyst doing deep research. The caveat? Its answers tend to be very concise. You aren't really going to get that creative narrative depth you'd see from ChatGPT. It's free to start, and pro plans run about $20 a month.
And then there's Grok. This one's developed by X, formerly Twitter. Grok really leans into its integration with the X platform to deliver incredibly fast, insight-driven interactions based on real-time social data. And it definitely has a specifically witty, sometimes snarky conversational personality. It even has this crazy futuristic feature where it can look at a hand-drawn visual diagram and automatically turn that into working computer code. However, it does have a much narrower scope than the others and is still fairly early in its development, so it kind of lacks the broad dependability of the more established tools. It's actually included if you have X Premium, which starts around $8 a month, or you can get the supercharged version for $30.
Moving on to Section 5, Organizing Your Team Workflow.
Because here's the thing. What's really interesting is that even with all of these amazing AI assistants doing the typing and the summarizing for us, teams are still somehow drowning in email chaos. To truly streamline your operations, you have to bridge that gap between the AI actually creating the content and your real-world team communication. And that is exactly where a dedicated workspace solution like Gemelius steps into the picture.
Think of it this way. Gemelius works right alongside your new AI tools to transform Gmail into a highly collaborative workspace. So your AI drafts the perfect reply to a client, right? But then Gemelius steps in and ensures that reply is tracked, assigned to the right teammate, and fully visible to the whole group without all that messy forwarding or blind carbon copying. It totally centralizes your communication using shared labels and automated routing. Honestly, it just frees your team from that repetitive inbox management so they can finally focus on the actual work.
Which brings us to Section 6, Choosing Your Perfect Match.
We've met the candidates, we know how to organize the workflow, so how do you actually pick the right one for your daily routine? Well, it's definitely not about just picking the trendiest name in the news. Just follow this simple 3-step checklist. Number 1, assess your needs. Are you primarily writing, coding, or doing deep research? Number 2, check your current tools. Do you practically live in Google Workspace, or are you a die-hard Microsoft 365 user? And number 3, weigh the cost versus benefit. Basically, all of these tools have totally free tiers or trial periods. Please take advantage of those before you spend a single dime.
And look, here is your ultimate cheat sheet to wrap all of this up. Need broad creativity? Go with ChatGPT. Are you firmly embedded in Google Docs? Gemini is for sure your best bet. Live in Microsoft Word and Teams? Grab Copilot. Need strict compliance and safe answers? Claude's your guy. Doing heavy-sided research? Perplexity all the way. Or do you just want real-time social banter and some quick coding? Go check out Grok. It really is that simple to match the exact perfect tool to your specific daily problem.
And that brings us to the end of our roadmap today. Take a good look at your toolbox, grab a few of those free trials, and start exploring just how much time your new digital companion can actually save you. So I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. Now that you know exactly what each of these incredible digital interns excels at, which AI assistant will you hire today to completely transform your everyday workflow? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy exploring!